Days of Our Lives, spoilers hint that Sarah Horton Kiriakis may jump in bed with Brady Black after Xander Kiriakis' horrible lie is exposed. DUL fans know that Xander is setting himself for a huge fall and even more heartbreak. Xander's reunion with Sarah is being built on deception, so Days spoilers suggest it's just a matter of time until everything comes tumbling down. Sarah now believes she was wrong about Xander being the one who nearly wiped Philip Kiriakis off the map. Once Sarah accepted the culprit was someone else, she became far more willing to give Xander another chance. Unfortunately, Xander really is responsible and is having a hard time getting through these therapy sessions with Sarah as a result. It's clear that Xander's guilt is weighing on him, so he may finally blurt out the truth to Sarah sooner or later. Then again, Sarah could find out another way, which would make things even worse. Regardless, Xander is lying to Sarah and setting the stage for much more Days drama when she finds out he truly beat Philip up, just like she suspected all along. What happens once Sarah explodes at Xander and inevitably walks out on him? Sarah will no doubt need some comfort and could land in bed with Brady as she tries to cope. It's been quite some time since Brady's hit the sheets with anyone. Brady's been busy with issues involving Tate Black and Rachel Black, so his love life has taken a back seat. However, Days spoilers suggest Brady may soon need comfort as well due to Rachel's upcoming downward spiral. It looks like Rachel may have a memory flood about the night of Xander's shooting after making yet another dangerous move. Once Brady discovers the truth about EJ's ordeal and Rachel's role in it, he may lean on Sarah. Perhaps Sarah and Brady will surrender in the bedroom as they console each other. That's the kind of thing that could leave Xander furious and put him to the test when it comes to whether he's capable of changing. Days of Our Lives. Spoilers say Sarah and Xander have more conflict ahead no matter what, so stay tuned for updates on any big news that'll affect this duo. Days of Our Lives preview video for the week of October 2024 reveals that Sophia Choi will suffer a psychological break. Duel fans will see Sophia collapse and seemingly turn catatonic as the stress finally catches up with her. Days' weekly promo begins with Maggie Kiriakis saying Xander Kiriakis has been lying to Sarah Horton Kiriakis, who pushes Xander to tell her that he didn't attack Philip Kiriakis. Xander won't be able to do that, so Sarah will realize he's deceived her again. That news will leave Sarah furious enough to remove her wedding ring set and throw Xander out of the house. In the town square, Alex Kiriakis will confront Jeremy Horton and insist he's got some nerve. Jeremy will wonder what Alex is talking about, but Alex will fire back that he knows what he did. Stephanie Johnson will warn Alex that Jeremy isn't worth it, but they'll both have it all wrong. EJ DiMera was the person who outed Stephanie to Leo Stark as Anastasia Sands, so Alex should really be confronting him instead. Over with Sophia, she'll finally be found and will face backlash from all the people she's hurt with her mountain of lies. The stress will become too much for Sophia, who'll lose consciousness on the pub floor. Once Sophia is rushed into the hospital, Days spoilers say Sarah will examine her and give Amy Choi some difficult updates. It seems Sophia has suffered a psychological break, Sarah admits in Days' weekly preview video before Sophia is shown in a trance as Amy hugs her. Of course, Sophia is one crafty character, so it's possible this will be part of another twisted scheme. Will Sophia fake this psychological break, or genuinely suffer one like Sarah believes? The truth always comes out, but as the latest Days of Our Lives promo reveals, not everyone can handle it when it does. Xander's in for a shocking confrontation about his latest big lie to Sarah, and he likely won't like the consequences he's about to face. Alex knows the truth about Jeremy and can't seem to let it go. Plus, Sophia has an unexpected reaction when she's forced to face the truth about her child. The promo begins with Maggie and Sarah facing off with Xander, who Maggie notes has been lying to her daughter. Sarah pleads with Xander to tell her that he didn't almost kill Philip, but Xander can't do that. What Sarah does next will shock you, but it has also been a long time coming. Since his return, it's almost as if most of Salem has amnesia regarding how awful Jeremy was last time he was in town, and particularly how he treated Stephanie. Alex, however, isn't about to give Jeremy a pass. Can Stephanie keep Alex cool, or will things escalate between him and Jeremy? Finally, after attempting to run from the truth and half of Salem, Sophia's cornered at the Brady pub. Everyone wants to know why she lied about Tate being the father of the baby. But nobody likely expects what happens next, as Sophia goes completely catatonic. Sarah confirms Sophia's had a mental break. It's a good thing there is a world-renowned psychiatrist living in Salem. Oh, but Marlena's taken a break from practicing, so who or what can help Sophia? Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal a preview clip has been released for the week of October 20th, 2025. It shows Maggie Horton Kyriakis dropping a truth bomb. Alex Kyriakis picks a fight with Jeremy Horton. Plus, Sophia Choi collapses as she is cornered by multiple people. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the Peacock soap opera. Let's start off with Maggie, who announces to Sarah Horton Kyriakis that she's been deceived. Just as Zara reunited and were getting couples therapy, Maggie declares that Xander Cook Kyriakis has been lying to her. The doctor asks her husband to tell her that he didn't attack Philip Kyriakis. Despite lying to her for months, Xander says, "I can't tell you that." That moment of honesty will shock and horrify Sarah. The woman orders Xander out of her house immediately. Next up, we have Alex and Stephanie Johnson. While in Horton Town Square, the couple happens to see Jeremy from afar. Alex calls out to the new teacher and says he knows what he did. When Jeremy turns around, Stephanie has to stop Alex from beating him up. The public relations specialist will declare that Jeremy isn't worth it. Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of October 20th reveal that the preview clip also shows Sophia being surrounded by the people she's hurt and deceived. Tate Black, Holly Jonas, Brady Black, Amy Choi, Johnny DeMera, and Chanel Dupree DeMera all surround the master manipulator. One female voice asks if it's true that Tate isn't the baby's father. This might be Amy, who seems to be in disbelief that her daughter has gone off the deep end. Tate demands to know why Sophia just wouldn't tell him the truth. Brady declares that Sophia has been lying to his son all this time. Then, Chanel announces that they just want her to finally tell the truth. Sophia starts hyperventilating and sobbing. As she crumples to the floor, Brady tries to catch her. Brady ends up having to just lower her to the floor, though. Sophia pants and sobs. "Please! I can't! Then, Sophia suddenly passes out. Is she faking it? Just a reaction from hyperventilating or panicking too much? Or could there be a medical explanation for Sophia's collapse, as well as her recent madness? Perhaps a brain tumor? Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of October 20th, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Monday, October 20th suggest some big moments in the land of Genoa City. Two people partner up in a search, while a super couple is left in the dark, and a confrontation unfolds. Find out what's set to unravel on Monday's show below. John Black would be so proud. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Monday, October 20th reveal that Steve Johnson and Brady Black will team up and go looking for Sophia Choi. With these two on the case, the teen girl can't go missing for long, right? Across town, Javi Hernandez and Leo Stark will worry about little Tesoro. Is he ill, or is this about something else? Across town, Johnny DeMera and Chanel DeMera will be left in the dark. Is this about their adoption of Tesoro, or possibly the search efforts to find Sophia? Read more. Days of Our Lives, week of October 20th. Preview: Sophia's psychological break, collapses and turns catatonic. Johnny wants the teen girl to fess up about framing him for an inappropriate relationship with Holly Jonas, so no one may want to keep him in the loop about the status of their search for whatever reason. Finally, Days of Our Lives, spoilers for Monday tease that Sarah Horton Kyriakis will confront EJ DeMera. Is this about the Dr. Tom Horton free clinic project, or his secret lab that's being renovated in the hospital? Then again, as fans know that Sarah is super close to Rachel Black, will she have a hunch that the little girl was the one who shot her uncle? Is this what the confrontation is about on the October 20th show? Fans will have to tune in to find out. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Monday, October 20th send Sarah in EJ's direction, and Steve and Brady wonder in which direction Sophia disappeared. Sarah is in therapy with Marlena to learn how to avoid jumping to conclusions, trust Xander, and refrain from constantly berating him for being exactly the man she knew she had married. But that's Xander. Sarah doesn't need to do the same with EJ. He's her new boss at the hospital, and she can yell at him about anything she wants. She's got to take all that energy somewhere. And since everyone else blames EJ for everything, Sarah feels comfortable adding her name to the list. EJ is a bad man. He wants to cut costs at the hospital. How dare he want to make it financially feasible to run when they just go on spending money willy-nilly until they go bankrupt? And then they can yell at EJ for that. It really is the better plan. Amy blamed Tate and Holly for Sophia running away from home. When they dropped some truths Amy didn't want to hear about her daughter, she moved on to blaming Brady. Even though Brady has every right to blame Sophia for what she put Tate through, he also knows what it's like to have a missing child. Rachel has done it to him multiple times. So Brady volunteers to pull Steve in to help him look for Sophia. Luckily, they track her down to the exact spot where they are currently standing. Nobody likes new sets. Even though there is no way they would be allowed to adopt Tesoro in the real world, Leo and Javi continue to discuss it as if it were an option that was cruelly taken away from them. It's not like they're Chanel and Johnny, who have people in high places pulling strings for them, but even Chanel and Johnny aren't fully confident they'll get their way, as not everything seems to be falling into place for them, and neither Neopy Baby knows how to deal with that kind of cruelty. Days of Our Lives. Jeremy just returned to Salem after departing in 2007, claiming to be a changed man. He is now teaching at the elementary school. Not too coincidentally, because it is a soap opera after all. His name was brought up by Julie when she told Stephanie that Jeremy was coming back to town. That revelation caused Stephanie to panic, because she had written the book, One Stormy Night, about she and Jeremy under the pseudonym Anastasia Sands. She had just finished telling her boyfriend, Alex, about her past with Jeremy and he being the subject of her book. Not 2 seconds after Alex left for work, Jeremy showed up at Stephanie's doorstep with roses. Stephanie reluctantly let Jeremy into her apartment, and the two went over what happened in their past. Jeremy apologized to Stephanie for all the pain he caused and let her know that he read her book, which is the one thing she did not want to happen. When Alex found out Jeremy paid Stephanie a visit, he had an expected reaction. Alex confronted Jeremy at the Brady pub, told him he was Stephanie's boyfriend, and warned him to stay the hell away from her. This confrontation happened after Stephanie had confided in Alex about her abusive past with Jeremy, just before he showed up at Stephanie's. Klein weighed in on Jeremy's return to town with Soap Hub's Alina Adams recently. Rourke has fit in seamlessly and has made a great first impression on viewers. While it comes as no surprise that Alex would warn Jeremy to leave Stephanie alone, that anger and protection could turn into jealousy if Jeremy and Stephanie start spending more time together. It would be easy to see that occurring since Jeremy wants to make amends and show Stephanie he is a changed man. Alex came to Salem and ended up being quite the ladies' man. But with Stephanie, he feels like they are on the road to life together. If anything threatens that, it would be completely understandable for Alex's anger to bubble to the surface. Stephanie and Alex's relationship on Days of Our Lives has evolved from a flirtatious spark to a complex and enduring connection. Their journey began in 2022 when Alex returned to Salem as a charming and impulsive executive at Titan Industries. Initially, Stephanie viewed Alex as arrogant and impulsive. However, as they worked closely together, Stephanie began to see a more vulnerable side to Alex, leading to a growing connection between them. Their romance faced significant challenges, notably when Alex, driven by jealousy, turned off Stephanie's phone during a critical moment, causing her to miss a final call from her gravely ill mother, Kayla. This betrayal led to a breakup, with Stephanie ending the relationship due to the emotional toll it took on her. Despite the breakup, their paths crossed again, and in early 2025, they rekindled their romance. Both characters had matured, with Alex demonstrating personal growth and a commitment to a more stable relationship. Their reunion was marked by increased honesty and mutual support, with Stephanie even quitting her job at Body and Soul to be with Alex. The 2025 Daytime Emmys brought heartfelt thanks, tears, and spontaneous laughter. From surprise shout-outs to moving tributes, these are the top 5 acceptance speech moments that set social media buzzing. The 2025 Daytime Emmy Awards were filled with gratitude, humor, and a few tears. As the night's first winners took the stage, fans were treated to raw emotion and candid moments that defined the spirit of daytime television. Here are the top 5 acceptance speech highlights from the show. The young and the restless star, Susan Walters, who portrays Diane Jenkins Abbott, gave a beautiful and heartfelt speech after winning her first nomination. She thanked scene partners, Peter Bergman and Michael Mealer. She also credited the show's head writer, Josh Griffith, for giving her new life. Of course, she thanked her husband of 40 years and fellow nominee, Lyndon Ashby. The bold and the beautiful's Lisa Yamada, who portrays Luna Nwanza, gave an incredibly emotional speech when she won. She thanked Don Diamont for his guidance on the soap, and fellow nominee, Christian Weissman. Additionally, she gave her parents heartfelt thanks for helping her follow her dream of acting. General Hospital's Nancy Lee Grahn, who portrays Alexis Davis, gave a beautiful speech. In it, she thanked ABC for allowing her to give her daughter, Kate, a home all these years. She also encouraged people to stand up and ensure that free speech remains free. Days of Our Lives star Paul Telfer gave a beautiful acceptance speech. He said that his late mother loved villains like the one he portrays on the soap. Although Telfer was nominated in 2020, this year was the second time he had ever attended the Daytime Emmys. General Hospital's Allie Mills, who portrays Heather Weber, took home the Daytime Emmy for her portrayal, and she said she was surprised. The star honored her late husband, Orson Bean, by dedicating the award to him. She won the award in 2023, and in 2024, she was nominated but lost to Days star Dick Van Dyke. Here is your Days of Our Lives spoilers sneak peek video for the week of October 20th, 2025. Just as Amy Choi said, Sophia likes to hide in plain sight, so it's no surprise that Steve tracked her phone to the Brady pub. When Brady and Steve search the back of the pub and find her, they bring Sophia into the dining area, where there are multiple people ready to confront her. Holly, Tate, Johnny, Chanel, and Amy all gather around, asking her to just tell the truth about her baby. An overwhelmed Sophia cries that she just can't. Then, she collapses to the floor unconscious. Is Sophia's secret deeper and darker than we imagined? Is it possible that even Aaron is not the father? It looks like Maggie gets wind of the fact that Xander did indeed attack Philip last spring and tells Sarah that Xander has been lying to her. Sarah begs her husband to tell her that he did not nearly kill his own brother, but Xander tells her that he can't say that. A furious and heartbroken Sarah takes off her wedding ring and places it on a table, telling Xander to get out now. There is no doubt that Sarah will want full custody of Victoria, which won't be too hard to win, considering what Xander has done. Will Philip come to his brother's defense now that they are becoming close again? Can that be the wild card that brings Sarah and Xander back together? Eventually, knowing that Stephanie's abusive ex is back in Salem is eating Alex up inside. He has put Jeremy on warning already, but he doesn't trust the man at all. When Stephanie and Alex run into Jeremy in Horton Town Square, Alex tries to confront him and tells Jeremy that he knows what he did. Stephanie pulls Alex back before things come to blows and tells him that Jeremy is not worth it. Will she succeed in calming Alex down before things get ugly? Days of Our Lives shows Stephanie Johnson was so shocked to have somebody at her door asking if she's the one who wrote the most popular dirty book in America. But will Alex Kyriakis convince Stephanie to do a big announcement before it leaks any further? We're going to talk about some big announcement that is coming soon from Stephanie and Alex. We've seen a couple of unwelcome visitors knocking at Stephanie's door recently. First was her psycho ex, Jeremy Horton, who had pink flowers and lots of excuses for his past behavior. The second unwanted visitor was ace reporter Leo Stark. He also showed up at Stephanie's door, but not with flowers. Instead, Leo brought accusations and a rumor that Stephanie is the person behind the pen name Anastasia Sands. Although Stephanie shut down Leo, it's obviously only a matter of time. What really stinks is that EJ Dimera ratted out Stephanie to Leo. EJ blabbed her secret that he said he'd keep so that Leo would stop asking questions. First, he was asking about the blackout and whether the hospital construction was to blame. Then Leo was also asking about who really shot him. That's the thing that Elvis Jr. is really trying to avoid revealing, because it's little awful Rachel Black. So EJ scrambled and blabbed her secret, and Leo now knows the truth. It's only a matter of time before Stephanie's big secret comes to light. So, will Alex and Stephanie launch a writer reveal plan? That way, they can make sure they control when and how it comes out, instead of it leaking from the former Lady Whistleblower. And if he were still Lady Whistleblower, he would have already leaked it. We know that. Stephanie's first book, One Stormy Night, written as Anastasia Sands, is a smash hit. It's a bestseller across the country. Everybody wants to know who wrote the book, but right now, just a handful of people know that Stephanie wrote the steamy romance novel. It's still very much a closely held secret. EJ and Kayla Brady both know. Kate Roberts also knows, as does Alex, and now Leo. Plus, Jeremy figured it out from reading the book. Because Stephanie worried about the damage to her reputation as a PR professional, she's still uncomfortable with the idea of the general public knowing that she's the author. But with Leo's recent confrontation at the apartment, everything is about to change. When Stephanie first wrote the book, she wanted it published under a pen name so that her PR clients wouldn't think she was sketchy. She was horrified when Alex didn't do as asked and cut out the Mile High Club section from the book that Stephanie said had to come out. That is what Jeremy recognized when he picked up the dirty book to do a little light reading. Stephanie included some sexy pilot stewardess naughty stuff that was drawn from her past experience when Jeremy used to fly planes and Stephanie worked with him. EJ figured out the author's secret, if you remember, because he wrongly suspected Kayla was Anastasia when there was an online fan Q&A hosted at the hospital office during the blackout. Stephanie admitted that she was the author to get Kayla out from under EJ's accusations. So, right now, EJ, Kayla, Jeremy, Alex, and her editor Kate all know. Stephanie did hold her own with Leo, and she tried to push back on him, pressing about whether she is really Anastasia Sands. But what is quite clear is that Stephanie knows her identity is compromised, and she could soon be outed whether she likes it or not. According to Alex, we also know Julie Williams wants to host a book signing during her new bookstore's grand reopening in Horton Town Square. But unless Stephanie reveals herself as Anastasia Sands, that would be pretty hard to pull off. Alex may get her to see that it's high time Stephanie announced to Salem and to the whole world that she is the brains and the pen behind Anastasia and One Stormy Night and the new mystery novel that she wrote that's about to be released. He has been gently nudging Stephanie to make the reveal on Days of Our Lives. So, Alex thinks Stephanie should come out of the writer's closet, give up her day job in public relations, and just be a full-time writer. That could happen sooner rather than later, now that Leo knows her dirty big secret. The reporter really got to EJ when he started poking into who really shot him. Of course, that was what panicked him and led him to tell Leo about Stephanie's secret identity. I wonder if she's going to circle back around to EJ and chew him out for spilling her sexy secret to Leo. Stephanie was hoping EJ wouldn't tell anybody, but he's not particularly trustworthy. Now that he did, it could affect his working relationship with Stephanie. But EJ can't unspill the beans. There is still a question because she may not 100% know it was EJ. I don't think Leo dropped his name. So whether or not Stephanie confronts EJ depends on whether she figures out he's the source of the leak. Stephanie also knows that Jeremy knows, and he would tell people. So Stephanie may think that Jeremy told Leo about her sexy romance novel as some sort of revenge. With all these risks looming that could out her, we could see Alex convincing Stephanie to just act fast, come up with an amazing press release or some kind of big debut event. Alex may want Stephanie to make a big splash and announce that she's the woman behind the phenomenal book in a really big way. He actually thinks that Stephanie's reputation as a PR rep won't be hurt, and he actually thinks it'd be great for her business. So, Alex would also rather see Stephanie quit that job and pursue her dream of being a full-time writer anyway. Over the next couple of weeks, we could see Stephanie and Alex coming up with a plan to introduce her as Anastasia Sands. They are supposed to be making a big announcement. We'll see if this is what it is, or if it's something else. But this is definitely something to think about. I do wonder if the reveal will backfire, as Stephanie feared, or if it'll just be amazing, as Alex hopes, and as he keeps telling her it will be. I know that Stephanie would rather tell people herself than let Leo go and expose her. Maybe Alex and Stephanie can reach out to Leo and offer him an exclusive interview or something so that he won't spill it before they want it formally released. Either way, the clock is ticking before the whole wide world knows Stephanie is really Anastasia Sands. Soap opera news has the latest soap opera comings and goings for the week of October 20th. This week's news includes casting news for The Bold and the Beautiful, a soap vet crossing over to Beyond the Gates, returns on Days of Our Lives, and more. We have all the details on who's in and who's out from your favorite daytime dramas. David Lamy Freeby will make his debut as Isaiah Hawthorne on Wednesday, October 26th. Look for him to share scenes with Ambir Michelle's Eva Thomas on that day. Thorsten Kaye brings his Bold and the Beautiful character, Ridge Forrester, to the scene in the show's second crossover since its premiere. Viewers can expect to see him on Friday, October 24th, as Carla Mosley's Danny has an update for him. Nadja Jackson and Jaden Lucas Miller are back on next week as Samantha and Tyrell. Jasmine Burke is on next week as June. Maurice P. Carey gets more airtime as Randy Parker. R&B singer Kenny Lattimore is set to make a guest appearance on the show later this year. Carrie Christopher, who has played Thomas DiMera on Days of Our Lives since 2020, is officially leaving the show. A rep for the show confirms that the role has been recast. The new actor won't appear on air until April 2026. In a heartfelt post on his Facebook page, the young actor confirmed the news, writing, "Yes, it is true. I left Days of Our Lives several months ago because I booked a role as a series regular for a new show coming to Amazon Prime in 2026. As longtime fans know, Days films several months in advance. Carey shared that his next two air dates as Thomas will be October 22nd and October 31st. Reflecting on his time on the Peacock soap, he expressed deep gratitude. Days of Our Lives was such a dream set to work on. I started on this beloved soap when I was just 4. How lucky am I that I got to call it my home for almost 6 years? I have been so blessed to always be busy working, but because of that, I couldn't be in 2 places at once, and I had to leave the show to work on other projects. I will always hold a lot of memories from being on Days, and Billy Flynn and I got to share a nice goodbye. Billy, you were the best TV dad a kid could have. It was always so great working with you and learning from you, and thank you, Days fans. You all are the best." Along with his post, Carey shared several behind-the-scenes photos from over the years. He added that he can't reveal where Thomas's story goes next, mostly because even he doesn't know. "I can't say where Thomas's story leads, and I don't know, so you'll have to continue to tune in. I'm next on as Thomas DiMera on October 22 and October 31. Next up for me, Weapons will begin streaming on HBO Max next week if you missed it in theaters. In 2 weeks, you can catch me guest starring on Chicago Med. In 2026-2027, the live-action series Spider Noir will be coming out. I'll also be in Lanterns, and you can watch me as Justin in the family drama It's Not Like That. Carey has grown up before viewers' eyes as Thomas, and his departure will no doubt leave a mark on fans. So, how do you feel about Carey Christopher leaving Days of Our Lives? How do you feel about the role of Thomas being recast? Days of Our Lives spoilers for Monday, October 20th, reveal that Sarah Horton Kyriakis confronts E.J. DiMera. Meanwhile, Johnny and Chanel DiMera are left in He Dark as Brady Black, and Steve Johnson search for Sophia Choi. And more. Read on for Soap Opera News' full breakdown of what's coming up. Last we saw Sophia. She was all packed up and headed out the door. She hasn't been seen since, and several people in Salem are searching for her. Luckily, Steve managed to track her last known location through her phone. It pinged at the Brady pub around midnight. Naturally, he and Brady assume she might still be nearby, so the two team up to search for her. But whether they'll actually find her is anyone's guess. This whole Sophia situation is causing ripple effects all over Salem, Even Amy Choi ends up slapping Johnny. Ouch! Meanwhile, Johnny and Chanel can't help but feel shut out as the search intensifies. What exactly are they being kept in the dark about? Time will tell. Elsewhere, Javi and Leo are growing increasingly worried about Tesoro. And with good reason. Word is spreading like wildfire that Sophia is the little boy's mother. As attached as Javi and Leo have become, they know what this could mean. If Sophia is his mom, the little boy's future might no longer be in their hands. Day's spoilers for October 20th also reveal that Sarah has a confrontation with EJ. About what? Well, when it comes to EJ, it could be anything. He's had his hands in a lot lately, but the hospital situation seems to be front and center. Could that be what Sarah is confronting him about? We'll find out on Monday. So, what are your thoughts? Do you feel sorry for Sophia? Sound off in the comments, and don't miss more Duel spoilers coming soon.